Hello there, my name is Gizelle and welcome to the Adventures of Giz. I know it's been a really long time since I have filmed the video, but I thought I'd come back because I'm really excited for the mid-year book freakout tag. In 2021 so far, I have read 35 books, which I think is pretty damn good. I have read a lot of young adult fantasy. I've been trying to read some books that I know I would enjoy. And then I kind of fell into like a little black hole of romance books. So you will see some romance books, you will see some young adult books, and I hope you enjoy my list. First up, we have the best book you've read in 2021 so far. So the best book of 2021 so far, aside from A Court of Silver Flames, of course, and for that I have chosen The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. This book was fantastic. It is a phenomenal story. It is a work of art, and I cannot explain to you. It might be a long book, but the entire thing is just a journey and an experience, and it is phenomenal. The main character has queer or bisexual rep, and one of the other characters has pansexual rep. The story is a complicated weave of timelines throughout Addie's life. There were sad moments, funny moments, exciting moments, and I cannot explain. I cried so much at the end of this book, and I don't know if it was because of the ending, which I must say got me pretty damn hard, or if it was because it was ending. So I can't tell you which one made me cry more, but I can tell you I cried. Addie is a fantastic character. I loved following her. She has been through so much hardship and she is still so strong and determined, and just, I don't have that many words to explain how much I love her. Definitely one of my new fictional crushes. I love her. Next up, we have the best sequel you have read in 2021 so far. Originally, I was gonna go with Barbarian Alien, which is the sequel to Ice Planet Barbarians. Instead of going for that, I'm gonna choose A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. It starts off really slow, but that's really important for the character development that they have, and honestly, once I hit that halfway point, I was so engrossed and in love with the story, and I cannot explain to you how this made me feel. The plot twists in this are on point. It's pretty spicy. It's not as spicy as it could be. I would give it like a 3.5 out of 5 for spicy, and then like 100 stars, 200, 1000 stars for rating, because it was so good. It might have taken me a while to get into it, but once I was in, I was taken away by the story. The next question is a new release that you haven't read yet but want to. First up, we have These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong. I just want to read it, but I've kind of not been reading any young adults. I've just been reading really spicy romance. So as soon as I get over my spicy romance moment, I'm gonna go back and I'm going to read this book because I desperately need to. This is a 1920s Shanghai Romeo and Juliet retelling. The families of the two main characters are basically rival gangs. This intrigues the hell out of me. 1920s Shanghai gangs, star-crossed love. I can't get enough of the synopsis of this book, and I cannot wait to read it. The next new release that I am super excited about is In the Ravenous Dark by A.M. Strickland. It has the best little blurb, which I have to read, and it's a pansexual blood mage reluctantly teams up with an undead spirit to start a rebellion among the living and the dead. That's all I need to say. That's pretty much, that's all you need to know. The main character is pansexual, and there's also non-binary and lesbian rep. I am so excited to see a book with a pansexual main character because I consider myself either queer or pan. Haven't really figured it out yet, but it's so nice to feel seen and represented, so this is just fantastic for me. On to the next question, we have, what is your most anticipated release for the second half of the year? First up, we have The Lost Girl by Sonia Hartle. This is a story with vampires, lesbian vampires, a gang of feminist girls trying to take down a guy who hurt them. They had me at lesbian vampire. That's all I need to say in order for me to want to read it, and I hope that's all I need to say in order for you to want to read it. Next up, we have A Lesson in Vengeance by Victoria Lee. This is a story about two girls at Dalloway School. I don't know if it's a boarding school or a college, not sure yet. The school has a history of witchcraft and has some dark, haunting secrets that two girls try and figure out. There is lesbian rep, and I'm so excited for the dark academia, witchy lesbian vibes that this book gives off because it seems like it is going to be a fantastic read. Next up, we have another YA lesbian vampire story, and it is The Coldest Touch by Isabel Sterling. We follow two girls, Elise and Claire. Elise has a curse that lets her see how her loved ones are going to die whenever she touches them. Claire is a vampire and sent by the Veil. I don't know what that is. I'm assuming it's some sort of like vampire supernatural council. And they send Claire to help Elise with her new ability. So I'm really excited to read this, and I don't know what's up with this list, but clearly I'm really excited for lesbian vampires. The next question is, what has been your biggest surprise? I've been reading a lot of romance books. Normally I don't have high expectations for these romance books. However, the Madison Kate series by Tate James seriously surprised me. It has some of the most exciting plot twists. The books always end with a phenomenal cliffhanger, and it has some of the best spicy scenes I have read in a very long time. It is a reverse harem book, so we have some fantastic love interests. I really like Madison Kate. Sometimes she annoyed me a little bit, but at the same time, I kind of liked it because she really grew as a character. There are 4 books in the series, and I cannot tell you how addictive these are. It's got some really creepy scenes. There's like a stalker situation going on, but there's a really good balance between the creepy stalker scenes and the really spicy hot scenes. So it worked out really well in the end. The next question we have is, what was your biggest disappointment? This is always a difficult question because I tend to love most of the books I read. For this one, I went with a book that not everybody is going to like me for saying that it is a disappointment. The book is White Hot Kiss by Jennifer L. Armentrout. And I know that this is such a popular book and everybody loves it, but it just really wasn't into the story when I was reading it. I thought it was really interesting. I liked the plot. I didn't really feel anything towards it, so that's why it's my biggest disappointment, because I was expecting to love it. It was okay. It was good, but it wasn't fantastic. The next question is, who's your favorite new author? And it can be either a debut author or a new to you author. First up, I'm going to go with Laini Taylor. She really did a good job. I read Daughter of Smoke and Bone a couple months ago and it was so good. It was kind of slow to begin with and it took me a while to get through it, but once I hit a certain point of the book, I was pretty much in love with it. I love Caro. I love everything about this. The story is amazing and I did not know what to expect because I don't like reading synopses before reading books, so I just kind of jump into them and assume I'm gonna like them no matter what happens. It was really good and I cannot wait to read more of Lady Taylor's books. Then we have Scarlett St. Clair, who wrote this beautiful series over here, which is the Hades and Persephone series. Oh my god, the first book is A Touch of Darkness and I am so in love with this series. It's a little spicy, it's pretty good, the spice is pretty good. This is an amazing retelling of the story in a modern world where everybody knows gods exist and they kind of have this celebrity status. Persephone is not known by anyone, so she was being kept a secret by Demeter. There were a lot of moments where I just looked at her character and I was like, I love her. And then we have Hades, who has a major misconception about him because no one actually gets to know him and everybody just assumes that because he is the god of the dead or god of hell. And I've really liked exploring this new side to him. I am very much in love. I read the first 2, binged them really damn quickly. They were both phenomenal. I have not read the 3rd one yet, but I will get around to it. And the last question, my favorite question, always. Who are your newest fictional crushes? First up, we have Addie LaRue from The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. Of course I love her. She's amazing, badass, stunning woman. Then we have Emery from A Court of Silver Flames, and I just really like her. She likes a little bit of smut. She's a little bit like me. I feel like we'd get along really well. And if I were to choose to date someone, it would probably be her. Then we have Hades from 2 separate books, and both of their name is Hades. First up we have Hades from A Touch of Darkness. He is hellishly sexy, and I kind of like it. Then we have Hades from the series Hades by Tate James. Hades is a badass, awesome gang leader, and that's all I need to say, because what else do I need to say about her? That she's amazing. Definitely have a crush on her. Then we have, and don't judge me for this one, Ryder from Den of Vipers. Yes, I read Den of Vipers. So it's a reverse harem, and out of the 4 boys, he is my biggest crush. I like him. He's like the leader, he's the clever one. I really like him. And finally, we have all of these people from Ice Planet Barbarians, which I'm not going to talk about. Okay, bye. I'm kidding. I do have crushes on them though, but no, I'm not talking about it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I know I have a lot of fictional crushes to get through, but thanks for watching all the way through to the end. I'll see you soon, and happy reading.